then we are gonna get started. As always, when I do set reviews, we are not really gonna be taking much in terms of questions while I do this. So questions will be more afterwards. I will still, look at chat every now and then. So if a question pops up that I feel like is very important, then I might take them. But for the most part, it's just gonna be me focusing on the set review, and then can continue with stuff afterwards. But yeah, let's get started. Why did I do this? I'm playing Link again. We are mainly in this set gonna talk about it from the Yoshi's perspective. Yoshi's perspective. So let's see.
Yeah, I'm not sure how this match. Orion's gonna be able to put out that. I think Yoshi's really gonna struggle with all the projectile pressure that.
Yeah, Yoshi. Honestly, I feel like Yoshi's a pretty underrepresented character at the moment.
Yeah,
good backer, drifting away. Yeah, I guess it's fine since Link also has. Actually, in this type of scenario, okay, it comes down to this. So after this backer lands, right? If you're not gonna try to go for like a follow-up directly, it's all about like kind of predicting where your opponent is gonna land. If you think it's gonna go in with like a rushed aerial, like he tries to just hit you back right away, then falling back is pretty good and try to punish his landing, right? If you want to, for example, if you, for example, want to punish with a parry, then you should try to position yourself a little bit closer.
I'm not sure how this matchup really would play out, to be honest, because
Alright.
Just looking to get in. I'm not sure how this matchup really would play out, to be honest, because obviously Yoshi,
yeah, Link's boomerang's actually quite good.
Do whatever he wants. Yeah, I can see that being an issue.
Okay, gets the nair. Good F tilt. Ooh, caught the jump. That's pretty good. Yeah, jumping or air dodging after getting hit. That's the two most common escape routes people do. So you get hit, and here, yeah, air dodge or jump. Attacking straight away is also an option. So in this scenario, if you think they're gonna air dodge, it's about waiting it out, then punish. If you think they're gonna do an aerial, then it's either parry or get out of there. And if they jump, then you cover the jump. Might be, pretty obvious, but it's important to keep in mind. A lot of people always go for like covering the same one and not really thinking about all the potential escape options. So it's important to keep them all in mind for sure. But yeah, catches the jump.
Bring him down. Get to the ground, says Yoshi. Through the boomerang, though. Might be kind of nice. Ooh, bring him down. Get to the...
Yeah, that's pretty good spacing. Drifting away. Like, a lot of people do these, like, fully lean in aerials. But yeah, spot dodge it's hard to whiff punch in this game due to, like, spot dodge canceling being so stupid.
I'm a big fan of Goofus' forward as he...
Okay, so in this type of scenario, very important here. So Link is... You can see him landing here, right? And he gets the tech. In those type of scenarios, you actually can react to all options, or you can guess. If you guess, you can traditionally get a stronger punish, but if you react, you can get a consistent punish. Some people always go for reads, not knowing you can react, so that's something to keep in mind too. Maybe incredibly slow characters can have a hard time to cover certain stuff. But for the most part, texture scenarios, reacting can cover everything, but reads can sometimes be more of like a strong punish. So if you're not going to get a kill anyway, often going for like consistency can be good. And guesses I would recommend more at like high damage when it actually might net the kill. Yeah, that looked like a guess. That looked like a guess with a fast move. Yeah, very important to be careful with directional air dodges. Like in this type of scenario, I feel like the Link player should have been able to get a punish right away. It was not really any reason to jump for Link here. So he jumps here with an aerial, right? Now he should be able to like notice the air dodge. So the reason the Yoshi player got away here is honestly mainly because the Link player was acting not correctly. So directional air dodge is very punishable. IU Trent, thank you for the 43 months, buddy. So yeah, directional air dodges, be very careful with them. It's so, you're stuck in so much lag. So traditionally, when you want to like, you know, get out of disadvantage from being above, if you're using air dodges, you traditionally want to use neutral air dodges, since you're stuck in so much lag.
That is scary stuff. I haven't seen anything for a while, but it might be the lack of Link. Bomb play. That is scary stuff.
Yeah, Goofy's, yeah, this seems to be a pretty good thing. Like, yeah, the spacing outside of people, you know, throwing out move. Sadly didn't get a punish, but it was clearly the right idea. This is another thing we need to talk about. It's not happened much yet, but I swear it will. Wait, yeah, here. So we see Link landing, Yoshi jumped nair out of shield. This is very common. Very common tool for Yoshi. His nair out of shield is really quick. And if you do have a guaranteed nair, it's very good. What I imagine will happen in this set is that it's going to be some times where the nair out of shield from Yoshi is attempted, but the opponent shields. Because Yoshi doesn't have like the best grab. So a lot of these like jump nairs out of shield might end up getting shielded. And that's a sign of like once in a while using the grab so they kind of have to like respect the grab as well. If you have a free nair, sure, take it. But if people time their aerial later, because if we go back a little bit, we see Link is already up here doing a nair. This is the nair that is very clearly going to be less good on shield compared to if he did it right next to the ground. So these type of nairs, it means that it's going to take longer for Link to get his shield up compared to if he did it literally right before he landed. Yo, Hamburger, thank you for the 11 months with Twitch Prime, buddy. So yeah, it's something to keep in mind. But yeah, this was a good nair for this scenario, for sure. But what I'm saying is, if the opponent do like less laggy aerials or they time them better, then shield will be a common response. But yeah, let's see if it comes up later. Oh, it literally came up like right now. That's actually funny. Actually, that might have been more. Well, regardless, it ended up being the situation we talked about. Nair out of shield, got shielded there. So, yeah, that could have been a scenario where just grabbing instead could have been good. As I said, I know Yoshi doesn't have the best grab, but once in a while, it will be good. Ooh, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Got the right opening, but
I'm not sure if that was on purpose or accident, to be honest. It's on purpose. The bump.
Yeah, against Link as well. This important, like Link players will use these type of bomb recoveries, so it's very important to preemptively try to cover them with up airs, fair, back air, whatever move that might be good for the scenario.
The bomb recovery. Big fan. He loves it. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, okay. There's another thing I've started to catch on to now. Goofy's is acting out of shield very early, pretty much always. Not only with the, you know, counter nairs, but the scenario coming up here, right? Goofy's is in shield, Link is about to do his boomerang, and I think this is the second or third time already where Goofy's is acting out of shield and getting counter hits, like, right away.
Yeah, he does. Gotta watch out for those.
So sometimes you gotta stay in the shield.
Big fan. He loves it. Yeah, he does. Gotta watch out for those down airs, though. That
Yep, that's good. A proper punish. It's very important in this game to know if someone does a smash attack on your shield, can you drop your shield and get a smash attack yourself? Very important to know that.
That's a F-smash to end his life. Try again.
Damn, yeah, that's so much damage. Misses the second up air.
Try again.
Seems to be a little bit of like a missed conversion opportunities. So that's something I would practice on as well if I was Goofies. Like a little bit better to like follow up with the moves.
Missing the second up there. Up smash catching him. Yoshi's kind of heavy though. Not even close. Up there. Up smash catching him. Yoshi's kind of heavy though.
Okay, so right here, it's not really any reason to roll in here. When Goofies is landing, it's no possible way here that Orion or the Link player is gonna reach if he techs in place here in time. It's no way he's gonna reach that. So that's also something to keep in mind, like knowing your position relative to your opponents. If you know like how quickly they can reach certain spots, it means that some tech options are actually entirely safe. If tech in place happened here, Link would not have gotten any punish. But since Goofies is rolling in, he gets hit. So very important to know, like, alright, here I can tech in place, or here I can roll away without getting punished. Of course, that's not always the case. Sometimes you end up in tech chase scenarios where the on reaction can cover everything. But when you can get out without getting punished, guaranteed, like when you can get out for free, basically, then very important to know what section to pick. Or with option to pick, sorry. Yo, Janjon gifted a sub to Potatox. Thank you so much, buddy.
Shit. He's nuts. Shit. He's nuts.
Alright. Tries to go for the egg. Probably in order to try to get him to act right away. So, yeah, it was a decent attempt. Yep. This seems to be one of Goofy's stronger sides for sure. Yeah, spacing outside of people coming down with aerials.
Really spacing it. This is really.
Over here, I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, once you land with this fair, you can buffer jump right away. Actually, it might have been a buffer jump, but just picking the wrong move. But in case it wasn't a buffer, yeah, buffer nair would have been fantastic there.
How to get in? What do you do against a good Yoshi, you know? Ooh, plain. How to get in? What do you do against a good Yoshi, you know? Ooh, kind seems a bit dumbfounded. How to get in?
And yeah, this was probably a mistake, but we can see Yoshi grabs the ledge first here, right? So what happens when Link grabs is that Yoshi will get pushed away if he still hangs on the ledge. If you know that you're going to grab the ledge right before your opponent, you can buffer an option to get off the ledge. Buffer jump, buffer roll, buffer stand up, like regular stand up, and so on. So you never need to get pushed away here. If you know that you're going to grab the ledge right before your opponent, make sure to use buffer an option so you don't get sent off the level.
Nair's gonna start killing soon. Yeah, definitely. Oh, the downbeat of ledge, I love it. It's so scary. It seems the Link speed isn't managing, like, not helping a lot. Being a slow-ish character, he's not able to catch up to this area.
Yeah, still a lot of directional air dodges. I feel like a better player would have taken advantage of this. I mean, Goofus is still getting away with it, but it's something I would look out for in potential other matches against a better player.
Yeah, I can see that being an issue, but this is another thing, is the up out of shield.
Yeah, up out of shield. Up out of shield is like one of the ways Link will look to kill you. So at high damage, always if you attack, shield. Attack so you can get your shield up in time. I think staying alive in this game and really make your opponent work for kills is so important. Okay, yeah, this is another thing I'm noticing now as well. So Goofus is good at defending himself against these type of aerials that's coming up here. But Goofus is going for a lot of like jumping in and like fully leaning forward, trying to go, you know, and attack the opponent. These approaches can be fine sometimes, but these type of approaches too often, or like running off a platform and, you know, try to fair, nair, whatever. A lot of good players are very good at like staying in that range where you think you can hit them, and then they dash back and then they punish you as you're about to land. So it's very important to like not overuse these type of approaches.
Definitely. We'll start seeing more upbeats, I believe, but we'll see how many more, you know?
Yep, that's another one of those approaches.
We'll see how many more.
You guys see? It literally happened like within 5 seconds of me saying this. So you see Goofy's from very far away. Like, look, this is a very far away distance to approach someone from the air. Goofy's go fully in, no drift back, nothing. And we can see how Link starts moving away, right? Goofy's still fully commits to it and barely miss and gets punished. Very common, very common. Sometimes if you like jump towards your opponent and they think you're gonna fully commit and you notice that, oh, I'm not gonna reach. Mestio, thank you for 11 months. If you're jumping towards the opponent and you notice that I'm not gonna be able to reach, often just retreat instead is a better option instead of like double down and, you know, just get punished.
Love our classic conversions here. Big fan. Yeah. Ooh. Let's get in with that bomb, but Yoshi. Yeah, there's aerial drift. Oh,
yeah, that's those bomb recoveries. Again, it was a decent attempt though. But in this scenario, since Link have so high damage, I would not recommend trying to punish it by going off the level. Yes, I'm saying it. I would not go off the level here because I feel like staying on stage, personally, it's gonna be like a bigger window from Link getting hit to you potentially hitting him. But if you do miss, which is a pretty decent chance even for experienced players against this type of recovery, you still will be on stage and not risk getting ledge trapped. So yeah, here I will try to just, you know, stay on stage, try to cover a good angle, but worst case scenario, I'm still on the level.
Lovely bomb recovery there. That's very nice to see.
Yeah, it's still a lot of those approaches from there. Fully jump in, fully drift in. Lala Lilo Lu, thank you for the prime. Welcome.
Very nice to see. As I said, we're big fans of that. Definitely. Oh, there.
I feel like that could have been a better punish. Yeah, that must be a better punish. Because the Goofy's has not even left the ground here. But jump up and then down there. Yeah, that should have been a kill.
Maybe would have cancelled. Yeah. I'm not the Yoshi player. I shouldn't be criticizing that rough. Oh, they've just traded the bombs. Oh,
yeah, been quite a few down Bs from there too. Gotta be careful with those. But sometimes they can be very good too. But it's a very committal option.
Nice bomb. Yeah, a lot of pressure on the bomb. We love forward tilt catching people. Let's see if Orion can just get a bit more percent.
Yeah, still way too many of those aerial approaches. As I said, like once in a while, but another thing you can do as well, in those type of scenarios, these type of scenarios, when your opponent, because Link is stuck here, right? He is committed to the boomerang, he's stuck. But if you notice that, oh, I don't have enough time to hit, because let's be honest, here, or like even over here, you can still know that, like, as an experienced player, you should be like, yeah, my fair is not going to be able to hit Link before he gets his shield up. If that's the case, people will take their shield up and stay there and shield whatever aerial you throw out. So instead of throwing out an aerial, just landing and tomahawk grab. So basically landing with no aerial and grab instead can be decent. Yep, that's the nair out of shield. Good option, but yeah, important to keep in mind that a lot of people will buffer shield, as we can see here. Yeah, one more time. So here, buffer shield. That could have been a kill too. Quite a few rolls away on the platform from Goofy's as well. Not gotten punished for it though, so can't really blame him for going for it, but something to keep in mind.
Getting punished rightfully so for it. Now we've got pretty much even game at 27%.
Yoshi explosive,
and there we go. Yeah, that's it. Like, look, the game's already
Edgeguards, his up air chains.
Our shield's looking mighty small though.
Bomb being in the right place at the right time for Ryan to get something off of it.
Ooh, nice. Catching with the second hit of fair.
Down being to the ledge. Nice option.
Yeah, it's a
He's
very good
coming
option.
down,
Oh yeah, that was scary. That was scary.
yeah, it's like active while it's
Oops.
air dodging through the explosion though. Nice
Two
way.
hits of the bomb.
Yeah, it's like air dodging through the explosion though. Nice
Two
way.
hits of the bomb.
Yeah, I feel like as soon as this nair hits, you should set up for a tech shake scenario. As soon as this nair hits, Link is getting knocked over, and if he can't jump out in time, but even if he could, he would probably just jump drift away to not get hit right away. So in this scenario, you should set up for a tech chase scenario and be ready right away. I think Yoshi can do jab, dash forward, jab, down B. So that's a decent punish on missed techs, for example.
Active while it's bouncing,
Yeah.
I think.
But working on tech chases seems to be important here.
The roll, but not managing to punish anything. Goofus loves
Okay, that time the fully drift barely paid off, but yeah, it really is one of the habits Goofy needs to work on.
now. She's such a good Yoshi option.
Ooh, almost get the fair.
Not getting hit by the fair. Good work for Ryan.
Ryan needs to get back to stage here. That's fine. Reset the nooch. Ooh, we're eggs now.
It would not surprise to see me more run affairs if it happens in this match.
Bomb recovery.
Goofy snuffed it out too, but didn't get the punish. Nair's out of shield.
Stop.
And it happened. It happened.
Nair's out of shield.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty decent option.
Nair's out of shield.
Stop. Oh, catch him with the oh, he even exploded the bomb.
That was nutty.
But if you have done a lot of these run-off aerials, what a lot of people will start doing is throwing out early up Bs. So in this type of scenario, what you can do against like some characters is that instead of running off and actually committing to the aerial, is to run off, make it look like you're gonna attack them, and then back off and punish like a panic up B. On some ranges, that can be very good.
Oh, catch him with the oh, he even exploded the bomb.
That was nutty.
Country of popular Putin, so maybe underneath.
How can I get a set review too? Below the stream, you can find info about set reviews for anyone that might be interested.
Big fan of this song. Big fan.
Surprised no one has picked Megalovania yet, because
I'm very surprised.
catch me on stream picking Megalovania.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
The second I
going.
get a chance,
I'm aiming for it too. Don't worry about it. Because I'm going to FD.
picking Megalovania.
Alright.
Big fan of this song. Big fan.
Surprised no one has picked Megalovania yet, because
I'm very surprised.
catch me on stream picking Megalovania.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
The second I get a chance,
I'm aiming for it too. Don't worry about it. Because I'm going to FD.
Honestly, I would like to see a little bit more like eggs and ground movement from Goofies.
Big fan.
surprised no one
We don't really see anything in terms of ground movement, and the only time we have really seen egg is for ledge trapping. It's a pretty good projectile.
FD at some point. So it's like, we're going there. Game 2.
Parries can be quite good as well. Like, yeah, Yoshi's up tilt and F tilt are both really good and quite fast and lead to, yeah, those type of conversions.
extremely close game last game.
And I mean, if you're never on the ground, you're never gonna be able to get parries. So that's something I would suggest as well.
Extremely close game last game.
up air strings. They're so good. And they do so much damage.
Oh yeah, roll away on the platform again. Seems to be every time.
They're so good. And they do so much damage.
Catching the roll on that platform with a boomerang. Very good.
I love this part.
Oh, okay, the grab happened. Let's go, the adaptation.
I love this part where they're just whiffing with
The boomerang. Very good.
I love this part where they're just whiffing moves.
Yeah. Oh, getting so much damage of that neutral big back air.
Yeah, see these up where they're just whiffing moves.
Very good.
I love this part.
Actually, I'm silly. I'm actually silly. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It was relatively the same concept, but yeah, it's dropping shield, neutral B.
Oh, getting so much damage of that neutral big back air.
Yeah, see these up Bs are gonna
But still, similar, a bit slower, but yeah, same, kind of the same concept.
And like get hit by Yoshi F smash or up smash. Just, it's risky, but it might. Yeah, it'll F smash or up
Yeah, that's another risk with those jump in, fully drift attacks, is to just get counter attacked as well. I wonder if Goofy is gonna adapt to that as well.
missing the ledge with the down B there.
nearly got him with the bomb.
Does not seem likely though.
Up
Up
tilt.
tilt.
We like up tilt.
Bracket is not working. Sorry, turn up.
This is
I'll make sure Apollo gets that done.
no use.
Yeah, I would like to see more mix-ups as well when it comes to edge guarding. It's always the run affair. I've noticed this from like a lot of people across many characters. Bowser mains, for example, as well. The only type of edge guard they ever do is the same run affair, same timing pretty much every time. So more mix-ups here as well. Like different moves, different like more different timings, making it look like you're going off the level. Yoshi's eggs I could see being a good edgeguard tool against Link. Possibly. I haven't played the matchup myself, but it might be. It might be. I know Inkling's Splat Bomb at the very least is good against Link's up B, but if it's not, then forget it. But just an idea that crossed my mind. Yeah, see, it's more and more of these desperate approaches. Here's a good example. Desperate approach. Doesn't even reach. And get heavily punished for it. Not that heavily, but still. Yep, another one of these approaches. What would happen against a very good player is that they would let you approach like this and literally just hit you for it every time. Or parry your move, since it's the same type of timing on your aerial as well. It's like, yeah, early fair. This sets up for very easy parries. Or they can use dash away and then F smash or whatever you're landing. So yeah, this is overall the biggest flaw I've seen so far.
Not let Yoshi close out this one. Make Goofus is getting really aggressive, which is not good against Link. Link's got good tools to get you off of him and keep you off of him.
Big fans. Hitting with back end, not killing yet. Quite.
Yeah, kind of the same thing out of disadvantage. Always fully drift in, fully drift in.
The bomb clashing with the egg.
Interesting. Ooh. Nice. If he was a man, he would have gone for. Oh. Nice. If he was a man, he would have gone for. Oh.
Is that it?
I think that was it. Nice.
Okay.
I think that was near.
Too fast. Can't
Yeah,
say that.
I think Orion tried to grab and then.
Yeah.
Oh, the armor. I swear
yeah.
that was the armor because he would have gone flying. 140%. Up it. Oh,
Almost starting.
I was
the-
expecting
the
more.
platform reset. Up
Oh,
big.
Ooh.
Nice work. Nice pull out by Orion.
so
Yoshi
now
with
it's
the ball.
2-1 apiece. Orion looking very good in this game. It feels like he's just figured out what to do in the Yoshi matchup, to be honest.
He's definitely figured something out.
Because he's looking so much better. Just figured out what to do.
Yeah, I feel like the full approach downer works a little bit better due to it being so many hits. But a better player would consistently punish those approaches.
So much better in this game.
Let's not count Goofus out.
Because up air.
Yeah, the upper is such a good combo tool.
Right now it's very dangerous.
Goes for an up air. I was expecting the down air.
Yeah, doesn't seem to be much in terms of ledge trapping here either. Ledge trapping is incredibly important to learn, so that's something I would put more of an effort into learning too. Traditionally, you can react to things that are not jump from ledge. So if someone grabs a ledge, you can react to regular stand-up, you can react if they do get up attack, and you can react to roll. But you can't react to people doing jumping from ledge. So what you have to do there is to preemptively throw out a move and hoping they jump into it. With Yoshi, Nair could be good because it's a long-lasting move. So that could be good if you think they're jumping from ledge, for example.
Goes for an up air. I was expecting the down air.
I was expecting the forward air.
Yeah, sorry, forward air.
Oh, that's what you meant. That's fair enough. Ooh, I love the Ryan's bomb play. Honestly, Z drop explodes it.
Bomb's sick sometimes.
Bomb's super sick. It's super frustrating to burst though. As for most things in this game, if it's not happened to you, it's fine. It's
Yeah.
sick.
Ryan doing a really good job of keeping Yoshi's aerial approaches off of him. He really doesn't want to just catch anything. And he's definitely keeping him off of him.
One thing I've noticed is like he's definitely these fairs are
Keeping him off of him.
one thing I've noticed is like he's definitely these fairs are actually really working out for Ryan. He's hitting
Yeah.
like he's definitely
I know we're mentioning it so much, but it's so many of these same approaches.
of both hits. And it's been oh,
And it's really hurting.
Yoshi just in the air too much. And like this massive hit.
Yep.
so that's what you want.
Nair out of shield. We did see the neutral B once though. So it's like it's and yeah, the same fair.
Very important that Orion's recognizing what he needs to do.
Like one thing that really separates very, very good players from the rest is the amount of mix-ups they have. That they don't have like one or two things. Like they don't have like one answer in a given scenario. They have like maybe 4 or 5 good scenarios, and they're very good at, you know, alternating between them based on different factors. A lot of less experienced players, they might have like one thing they use for edge guarding, one approach they use, one defensive tool they use.
Oh, he's caught
Oh,
him
damn.
with it. Catch it. Boomerang.
Boomerang there.
Oh, he's caught him. Right. Ryan just figured.
But yeah,
All right, 1-1.
see what happens. M3.
I love it. Starting with projectiles as classic as can be. Getting the spike on the down air straight up. Starting with projectiles as classic as can be. Getting the spike on the down.
Okay, I'm not sure if this was intentional or not, but in those type of scenarios when Goofus is landing F tilt, it's very important to notice if your opponent is forced to tech here or if they can jump. If they can tech, what a lot of times happens is that people tech in place and people barely miss their move because they timed it too early. So that's very important. But I mean, fair is actually so slow that it still covered the tech in place.
The spikes though.
These two are just going right at each other.
Trading blows.
They do not care about the percentages right now. It's like, let's go in, let's hit each other.
Oh,
Oh, God, I love it.
Did he taunt? I swear I saw him like draw the sword.
Oh, I
could be
don't
wrong.
know.
Definitely not.
I feel like, I mean, he would taunt, but I don't think that's the spot you taunt.
I swear I saw the sword like into both hands.
Look, I'd love him even more if he did. Oh, hitting the spike from the forward air into up air.
Yeah, landing a little bit more of those approaches now.
Oh, I don't know if that was
But I feel like a lot of it is actually on the Link player to not adapt to it, rather than it actually being very, very good.
fantastic start to this game by Goofus. Closing out that stock in relatively quick fashion.
Because one thing when you play against people, like let's say you do one thing over and over and you do not get punished for it. In one way, yes, you can't really blame the person for going for it because they don't get punished, right? Or they don't get punished enough times sometimes. But the thing is, it's very important to be aware of it because when you play against a better player, they will punish those type of habits. I feel like a lot of people, if they have something that works against a player at their level or someone worse than them, then they're going to keep doing it against the best players too and wonder why they lose when they use something that works, but it's not so much that it actually works in a nice fashion. It's more that it works because the opponent is unable to like recognizing the habits. So because a lot of people they ask like, oh, how can I improve when I have like worse players in my region and stuff like that. One of the things when you play against worse players that might not be able to punish all your habits is literally understanding how a good player would punish your options and therefore mix it up as well. Like, sure, if you can get away with spamming one move against a bad player, sure you won, right? But it's very easy to fall into the habit of overusing that one move or that one tactic when you're playing against someone better. So that's the trickiest part with playing against worse players sometimes, is that you need to already know what they could have done. A lot of people, they see everything, it's like tunnel vision. They only see it from like this opponent or like this match, and kind of unable to like look at it from a perspective where, what if they did this? How could they beat this scenario? How could they beat my move? How could they defend themselves against this? Have a bear. Thank you for the 8 months, buddy.
Just needs to close up the stock. Closing up the stock. Ooh. Playing with the bomb.
Cheeky bomb stuff.
Nice.
Almost
Still
killing
alive.
Yoshi.
Nice
Oh,
fair.
catching bomb stuff.
Nice.
Almost
Still alive.
Yoshi.
Nice
Oh,
fair.
catching. Very nice.
Ryan's fairs have been quite lovely this game,
Yeah.
to be honest. This set, I should say.
Yeah.
More landing down airs. Not getting caught by the boomerang on the way back.
Oh, the bomb stopping.
Oh, it's
Rufus
very
from
risky
being-
up B.
Yeah.
Pays the price for it, doesn't die, which is the important bit. We can eat one back here and live, that's fine.
Both of them still just going at it.
Yeah.
No one's
Ooh, good F
Yeah,
smash.
this is definitely not being slowed down. We're nearly 2 minutes.
No one's slowing the game down.
Yeah, this is definitely not being slowed down. We're
Still just going
Yeah, this is also like,
the game down.
this could have been a good opportunity. So over here, since Goofus has ran off fair many times, right? It would not surprise me if Orion expected the run of fair and did up B a little bit early. So that can be like important. Like, options you have done in the past can often impact decisions your opponent will go for after. Like, if you always run off fair, then what a lot of people do is that they will like mix up the recovery with that in mind, right? So what you can do instead is like, for example, run towards the edge here, make it look like you're gonna, you know, do this fair, then jump, and then punish the early up B, for example.
being slowed down. We're nearly 2 minutes in.
That's a good opportunity to get the stock.
Very soon. Nice bomb. Catch him on the outskirts of it again. I'm not sure if he knows the range of it. Catch him on the outskirts of it again. I'm not sure if he knows the range of it.
Yeah, crossing up also
Catch him
good
on
to
the
do as
outskirts of it
well.
again. I'm
Give
not
your
sure if he
opponent
knows
less
the range.
option if you land behind their shield. Like, grab is entirely out off the table, for example.
Down B. Obviously, you don't want to be shielding it. Oh,
Bit of lag.
dropping some frames, because why not? Oh, lovely back here again, but some
Yeah.
good DI this time.
Yeah, this time.
Lets him live.
That move is good. Oh, catching
Oh.
that big up air.
Just run into the sword, dinosaur. Oh my god, these back airs.
He's living. Phenomenal DI.
Oh, barely mistimed that.
Phenomenal DI.
Dinosaur.
Yeah.
These back airs.
Those timings are actually quite tricky to get sometimes. What I try to do when I play opponents is that I practice the ledge timing against said character. Because characters have different animations. Some characters even have different frames you punish them on when they do regular stand-up. But it's so important to land those. Like, look at this. How close it is.
Ooh, down smash not catching.
That would have been a stock.
Very
He
good
really
patience.
baits him to get out of shield before blowing up the bomb. It's really impressive.
Yep, still a lot of those directional air dodges as well.
Really impressive.
Still doesn't get punished for it, but yeah, that's more on the Link player.
Slowing down a little bit. Excessive. Here we go. We're slowing down a little bit. Excessive.
Yeah, that could have been a stock for Link, or maybe not stock, but that could have been an F smash for sure.
Good. That's what we want to see.
You just need to take a breather.
Yeah.
Oh, see what I'm
Faking out that jump. That's really good. He's going for that short hop in air and the bomb.
Luckily, the boomerang saving him there.
Yeah, if I was this Link player, I would have spammed parries against these fairs.
This is very scary for both players right now. Second stock, both kill percent.
Or
So that's also a thing, right? Since I said I would have spam parries against these fair, Yoshi's down air, for example, can be like one of those, what should I do if he goes for parry, right? Because let's say this Link player parried these fairs, then in order to like make him stop parry, or at least second guess himself, could be down air, because Yoshi's down air is a multi-hit move, right? So parry is not really good against that.
They're both a bit panicky. No one wants to lose their stock.
Oh, there it is. That's gone. See you later. See you next Tuesday, mate. Alright, let's see what we can
So
do.
yeah, that's kind of what I mean with like trying to, you know, think of answers and knowing the answers in advance. Like, oh, if my fair gets punished, what can I do instead? Like mix up the timing, use a different move, fall down and don't even attack, period. Like, it's all about like knowing all of these rock paper scissors answers.
Choosing to run, good option.
Yeah.
Waiting for a right hit, greedy.
Oh, the dash attack. Dash attack catching him out of the air dodge. Very good stuff.
21% lead for Goofus. Let's see if I can run.
And basically,
Brought it back. He did it.
oh my god, they're going blow for blow again.
This is a
The
very
blood-
intense game. Jumping over the egg, stuck in caught.
Yeah, this is very close.
These
Yep.
nails.
Out of shield Nez. Oh god.
These
Yep.
nails.
Out of shield Nez.
Yeah. Yeah, tech chase scenarios, again, needs to be worked on. This is another, you know, tech chase scenario that didn't really lead to anything.
Seeing Nair central again. Oh, missing the grab. Nice cross up. Out of
Like, if they miss tech and you have enough time, then yeah, as we said, jab is good. Here, he arrives like quite late to the situation, so then he can be better to like try to react to whatever he does afterwards.
shield Nez. We're seeing Nair central again. Oh, missing the grab. Nice cross up.
The down air shield poke.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was shield poke, wasn't it?
Had to be.
Goof is starting to push advantage a bit here.
Yeah.
Also, in the ledge trapping, another thing that's very important that I haven't pointed out yet. So we see sometimes Goofies do these type of like aerials and then drift back, and then never really challenge anything by the ledge still.
Starting to push advantage a bit here.
So jumping from ledge is actually like
Goof is starting
not something they need to worry about, because I don't think I've seen a single time Goofies have, you know, tried to cover the opponent jumping from the ledge. So that's something I would have used against Goofies as well, is let him do this first aerial, drift back, and then jump from ledge. Because if that option never gets covered, then I have no reason to be afraid of going for that option.
Goof is starting to push advantage a bit here.
Yeah. Oh, these nails. He's getting hit by a few too many of them.
See where the bomb. Oh, he's
Spike.
Oh,
Trade.
spike the
Another one.
spike. It's insane.
He goes for the back air. That
Oh,
might have closed
Yoshi
the game.
40.
Yep, those type of fairs,
They both have the
those
same-
nairs out of shield.
Oh, love
Ah, that was so close.
Same game plan. Yeah. They both have the same.
Yeah, I didn't really keep track of the bomb. Damn, yeah,
Lovely catch with the forward air.
that was costing.
It's amazing.
What a set.
Yeah, that was a close one. But yeah, I feel like we pointed out.
That's it.
A lot of habits and what could have been done instead. So I hope this set review helped a lot, and I hope, honestly, I feel like this will help not only like Yoshi players or Link players, because a lot of these things are like habits that are very common across the board. So yeah, I really hope this set review helped, and yeah, thank you all, or thank you everyone so much. Thank you everyone so much. Appreciate it.